Thank you for calling the Governor's Council for People with Disabilities. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please listen carefully to the following options. To speak with our CFO, please press 1. To speak with our Programs and Policy Specialist, please press 2. To speak with our Deputy Director, please press 3. To speak with our Executive Director, please press 4. All other issues or questions, please press 5. To repeat these options, please press 6. Thank you. Thank you for calling the Governor's Council for People with Disabilities. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please listen carefully to the following options. To speak with our CFO, please press 1. To speak with our Programs and Policy Specialist, please press 2. To speak with our Deputy Director, please press 3. To speak with our Executive Director, please press 4. All other issues or questions, please press 5. Wait while I transfer your call. Partners and Policy Making, this is Jan.
Hello. I'm calling today. I'm trying to sort of find some information in regards to what governmental agency would be responsible for the program that I'm reading about and think is a very good idea.
What's the program you're reading about?
Okay, so Indiana Code 353612 creates a position known as a court-appointed forensic advocate for an individual who has an intellectual disability, a developmental disability, or an autism spectrum disorder. In the definition for this position, they are appointed by the court, they complete a training program approved by the court, and they may research, examine, advocate, facilitate, and monitor the situation of a person with an intellectual disability, a developmental disability, or an autism spectrum disorder who has been charged with a criminal offense. Essentially, I have been appointed one of these court-appointed forensic advocates. However, my judge referred to Indiana Disability Rights, and they contacted me. I spoke with them a little bit, and then they ultimately told me that in regards to the court-appointed forensic advocate, that it's not something that their agency deals with, and they essentially referred me to the Northeast Autism Society of Indiana.
So Indiana Disability Rights told you that?
Yes, ma'am. He actually left it on a voicemail and has not returned my call since then. Yes, wow, indeed. I initially was actually very excited. I did a little bit of research, a refresher. I'm very familiar with the organization, but I did a little bit of research, and I got kind of excited because, to be honest, their public information and their website and their Facebook page and the accolades that they've provided to the public makes it seem as if they would be perfect for this. And I understand, however, that there are several different organizations that may or may not be able to or supposed to be responsible for this. And that's essentially what I'm trying to track down is where I've located a good bit of information. I know that funding is available through my Community Corrections Advisory Board under Indiana Code 11.12.2 4G6. I cannot locate parameters for a training program that would be approved by a court at this time, as well as from what I understand.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would actually call Autism Society of Indiana and speak to their head director.
Okay.
They will probably get you in the most.
Now,
I cannot believe. I can't believe Indiana Disability Rights wouldn't do anything to help you.
What actually surprises me more is, the autism, as you may be aware, the Autism Resource Center for Indiana it's located
Uh-huh.
at IU Bloomington, as well as Indiana University Moore School of Law is
Uh-huh.
located at IU Bloomington. So it would seem that the uh, what else am I looking at? The Indiana Resource Center for Autism, but I was also looking at ADA Indiana has a lot of overlap. One of their the
Have you
individual
tried
that
there?
huh no, I have
Have you
not
tried?
spoke with them yet. I'm sort of taking
They're wonderful.
I'm taking the day for this. I'm trying to track down where this essentially it seems that this was a very good idea that just hasn't been seen maybe
Uh-huh.
all the way through yet. And that's sort
I
of what
kind
I
of have
would
to
like
agree with you.
to try to find is are there beginnings of a training program? Because I would be interested in actually being a court appointed forensic advocate. It's
Have you
um,
tried CASA or any of those places?
have I tried where?
No, I'm trying to think. Like, have you actually tried calling the jails and see if anybody there could help you?
No, like I'm I've spoken to judges, paralegals,
And you're getting
attorneys
nowhere.
locally. I'm 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 very much so a strong advocate for disability inclusion as well as just in
Uh huh.
general civic engagement.
Uh huh.
The public being involved with their government. So I'm sort of I'm able to have a conversation if I requested about these kind of things. And locally, I seem to be the individual that is holding the most information about it based upon the research that I've done. There's interest.
Okay.
The prosecutor's office, the courts, they've taken
But
a
nobody
good
wants
bit of
to pick it
interest to
up.
it, but they're trying to
Yeah.
figure out, I think, how they're supposed to do it because there's not a lot of
Uh
information
huh.
provided. There's uh, they've covered the basics like civil liability, immunity, and fees. They don't actually have what those fees are. They just say that the individual that gets the services pays the fees. They just have a lot of the basic information, but it doesn't seem extensively. You know, there's not many amendments yet. It's all a lot of
Oh
new
no.
statutory stuff, so it hasn't been. From what I understand, I can't find any amendments yet. This is all the original
Oh,
uh,
probably.
legislation still.
Okay.
So
There is one other group I want you to call. I'm looking it up on the computer. My friends at Indiana in Silk. Let me get to my computer here. Okay, new tab. And so it's the Autism Society of Indiana with Mental Health Solutions.
that's it where he referred me, and I'm gonna call them today as well. But I was
I would do
just
theirs.
sort of based upon because there's a criminal legal case
Yeah.
aspect to
I,
it. I understand that a lot of these
okay.
organizations aren't going to have the
I am going to give you one more number I want you to call. I know it's called Chad Crow, CROWE, and he is the deputy director down here at the Governor's Council. And plus, he's a lawyer, so he might have some better insight for us.
okay.
Let me get. I'm looking up Chad's number for you here. Let's see, contact Crow. Where are you, Chad? Oh, here it is. Okay, it'd be it's a 317 232 7770. I would do there, but I would also call the independent. It's called INSILC, Indiana State. It's Indiana Statewide Independent Living Council, and they are great. So it's called INSILC, and here is a phone number. I want you to
Um,
call them too.
I actually was just reading about them not too long ago. As I said, there's
Okay,
a lot of overlaps with ADA Indiana. I
yeah.
believe
But
they're
these guys might get you even farther, so I would try this number too. Okay, it's toll free 1-844, and it says 4. I hate, and then I go INSILC. I hate when people do that. 40 R than INFILC. Oh man, do I hate when people do that.
It's all right. It makes it confusing. They used to put the numbers in the parentheses so you didn't have to try to pattern guess.
I might send Amber over a little message to say that. That is very confusing, and it's for people with visual disabilities have troubles with that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I would start on those two things, and if nothing, call me back. I'll be back in on Tuesday. But if you get nowhere, call me back, and we'll think of some more things.
All right. My name is Chris Throgmorton.
Okay, got it. So, but if you try calling those people and see if you get anywhere, if not, call me back on Tuesday.
Will do. Thank you very much, ma'am. You've been a great help.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye.